Another day, another voice play reaction, or should I say reactions, because today we're going to be checking out a handful of voice play minis, YouTube shorts, as well as their Instagram reels. You guys really loved my recent 12-in-1 YouTube shorts reaction to voice play, and I loved it as well. It was really fun getting to share all of my individual thoughts across a broad spectrum of what voice play has to offer in their bite-sized song performances. And you guys also, I took a look at all the comments. You guys also seem to really like the ratings, despite none of you sharing ratings yourself. I think at least 4 to 5 separate comments all said that you would rate every single one of these a 10 out of 10, and many more of you said it's impossible to rate. So I'm glad that you're at least enjoying my ratings of the minis, the shorts, and we're going to be doing that again today. So I hope y'all are as excited as I am to check these out. But before we do jump in, of course, we have to thank Reza, whose generous support and fresh ideas made this reaction possible. Reza is fearless today, and she dedicates this reaction to all of you. So shout out to Reza. All right, now let's jump into this, and we're going to start with the minis. So the first one is For the Longest Time. Let us begin.
If you said goodbye to me tonight, there would still be music left to write. What else could I do? I'm so inspired by you. That hasn't happened for the longest time.
Once I thought my innocence was lost. Now I know what happiness it cost. That's where you found me. When you put your arms around me, I haven't been there for the longest time. Whoa, for the longest time. Oh, for the longest time. That voice you're hearing in the hall, and the greatest miracle of all is how I need you and how you needed me to. Yo te querido for the longest time. Maybe this won't last very long, but you feel so right, and I could be wrong. Maybe I've been hoping too hard, but I've come this far, and it's more than I hoped for. I don't care what consequence it brings. I don't care. I have been a fool for less of things. I want you so bad. I think you're better now that I intend to hold you. I intend to hold you. I intend to hold you for the longest time.
Dude, DJ, man. DJ is so good. I can already tell that I prefer minis, and that's not anything against shorts. It's just you get to hear more of voice play for longer. They get to flush out the track more. There's more individual moments. It's just more and more and more. And, there's like a common saying, quantity never trumps quality, quality over quantity. But voice play, it's always both. They always manage to deliver the appropriate amount of quantity and maximize the quality. And when I say appropriate amount, it's just whatever they give us. I would be down for an hour-long voice play song. I know many of you would as well. But we should let their vocal cords rest just a little bit, shouldn't we? So I'll take the minis. Definitely a solid one overall. I want to say it immediately for me. Toss it in the 9s. I will go tentatively with a 9.0 to like a 9.3 rating out of 10 here. The reason for that is because I think in terms of melody, if we had like a more intricate melody, granted that's an artifact of the original song For the Longest Time, but I think if we had an even more intricate melody on top of that, maybe this would bring it up to like a 9.5. So we don't exist in that counterfactual, unfortunately, but a 9.0 to 9.3 to start this off. Absolutely fire. And I want to hear that last 30-second sequence where DJ did his running stuff.
I don't care what
And Lane singing. Shout out for Lane singing.
I have been a fool for less of things. I want you so bad.
This moment here.
A fool for less of things. I want you so bad. I think you're better now that I intend to hold you. I intend to hold you. I intend to hold you for the longest time.
Is this an advertisement for Toon Twist? What is Toon Twist? They were holding up this card. Where is it here? Toon Twist. I think that may be a VoicePlay thing. Okay. Yeah. Great rating. Let's check out the next one here. This one is Wellerman, which features Anthony Gargiula. Is Wellerman the soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum? I saw that on TikTok a long time ago. Let's begin.
It's astounding. Time is fleeting. Madness takes its toll.
But I remember doing the time.
I clicked the wrong one.
There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was a Billy-a-Tea. The winds blew harder, bowed it down. Oh, blow, my bully boys, blow. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
She had not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow.
Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. Hands to the side, harpooned and fought her when she dived down low.
Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
No line was cut, no whale was freed, and the captain's mind was not of greed. He belonged to the Wellerman's creed. She took that ship in.
Whoa! Soon may the Wellerman.
Hold on. There was like a note in this voicing here.
He belonged to the Wellerman's creed. She took that ship.
I'll just write it down specifically. At 1 minute, cool note in voicing.
Whoa! Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
For 40 days or even more, the line would slack, the tide once more. All boats were lost, there were only 4, but still that whale did go.
Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on.
The line's not cut.
And the whale's not gone.
The Wellerman makes his regular call to encourage that captain, crew, and all.
Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Take our leave and go.
That song will never get old to me. There's something so catchy about it. And there's also something about just like a group of guys singing a song together. Is very rare that in my life, like the group of guy friends that I have, we all like break out singing. Like even if we are listening to music, usually like we don't have the same taste in music. Like for me, I'm almost like at 1,000 reactions on this channel. I've heard so many unique artists. I feel like, you know, not to toot my own horn, but I have one of the most diverse tastes in music among my friends. Therefore, a lot of the songs that they would like to sing or hear or listen to often are more like club songs or like super popular like R&B rap, which I have no shade towards that at all, but they're stuck in that silo. I mean, if we could sing something together, I mean, I would sing this one with them together, frankly. I guess we could learn from VoicePlay. We can take inspiration from them. Where do we rate this? Where do you think Sohum rates this? I'm going to give it high 8s and low 9s. I think that is a fair range for this one in my mind. So that gets like an 8.7 to, I want to say 9.2. I think I would make the first one we heard For the Longest Time strictly better than Wellerman, because I'm trying not to be biased based on the song itself, because I know this song versus like For the Longest Time, I've only ever heard somebody quote the title of that song before and sing completely off key. If you guys know the reference I'm speaking about, it's in Jake and Amir, which was a College Humor back in the day web series. They are the reason my humor is the way it is. Take from that what you will, but yeah, there it is. This is 8.7, 9.2, and we will return to the rating after to finalize whatever this number is. Let's check out the next one, Time Warp, which I inadvertently started thinking it was Wellerman, so let's start from the top.
It's astounding. Time is fleeting. Madness takes its toll.
We got some Ashley.
Jump to the left.
Whoa, to the left and then step to the right.
Put your hands on your hips.
Roll your hips. You bring your knees inside. You bring your knees inside.
That really drives you insane.
Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again.
Well, I was walking down the street just having a thing when the snake of a guy gave me an evil wink. He shook me up, he took me by surprise. He had a pickup truck and the devil's eyes. He stared at me and I felt the change.
Time and nothing ever would again.
Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again.
Just a jump to the left.
Na 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 na, and then a step to the right.
Put your hands on your hips.
Na 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 na, you bring your knees in tight.
But it's the pelvic thrust that really drives you
Insane. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again.
Guys, these minis are just delivering one after the next after the next. I mean, I always like, I don't know, maybe I have a soft spot for like the Rachel Potters and the Ashleys. Whenever they appear in VoicePlay songs and minis and shorts, I'm just all over it. What do you guys think? I wish I had like an audience in front of me rather than me talking to a camera. Not because I don't enjoy talking to a camera, but it's nice to have that dynamic real-time feedback. No voice crack that time. I'm curious what you guys would think I would rate this. It's like a meta question. It's a question of you. Nice Prince song there. I will give it a 9.1 to 9.4. Yeah. Good range. Amazing moments. And there were so many rhythmic changes in this one. Like, I would probably have to like go back and just count each individual moment. I'm just like scanning my notes here. Hopefully you guys can read this. I type kind of fast, but I also like type the way I think. So the way I articulate my thoughts verbally, I feel like is similar to how I type them. But it can look a bit crazy. Yeah, 9.1 to 9.4. Let's go with that. Let's check out the next one here. I believe from this point forward, we're going to get 2 YouTube shorts, and then we'll switch over to Instagram. So let's check out these shorts here. This one is going to feature J-Nun, my main man. I love J-Nun. He is one of my favorite features of VoicePlay. Let's go.
Saying I love you is not the words I not that I want you not to say, but if you only knew how easy it would be to show me how you feel more than words. It's all you have to do to make it real, and you wouldn't have to say that you love me, 'cause I'd already know.
Let's just listen to this again.
Saying I love you is not the words I want to hear from you. It's not that I want you not to say, but if you only knew how easy it would be to show me how you feel more than words. It's all you have to do to make it real, and you wouldn't have to say that you love me, 'cause I'd already know.
I don't know how to describe this specific thought. It's going to require paint or Sohum. So let's whip out paint or Sohum right here, right now. I know you guys love it when I do this. I also do, because I never know how it's going to look. So here's the mix, okay? I've kind of shown a diagram like this before. This is our T axis, and this will give a color for each member. So we will give red to J-Nun. We will give Jeff a green. And we will give Ellie yellow. We will give Lane a blue. This is what I think is happening in the mix in terms of like how loud and how present all of the voices are. And we will give purple to Caesar, which I believe he is intermixing with Ellie here. This is my perception of how this song went. And so red being J-Nun, right? What I was saying here in my comments, it feels like J-Nun is just hovering above everybody else, but marginally so. And marginally so in these kind of moments where Jeff peeks over and Ellie peeks over here. So it looks like there's a big gap between J-Nun and Caesar and Ellie, but actually the way I'm kind of conceiving about this is if you were to sum all of these four layers here, all of these four together bring you up to, and we're going to create a synthetic, God, this is such crazy terminology, I know. We're going to create a synthetic singer that collapses Ellie, Jeff, Lane, and Caesar into one. So that mix sits just right below J-Nun for the majority of the time, except for the moments where I heard Jeff pop through quite obviously and Ellie pop through with the run. So the entire time J-Nun is 2% above everybody else, so the entire collective, but in those two moments specifically, Jeff overtakes and Ellie overtakes. Does that make sense? This is probably my best diagram I've done in a while. Let's give this 9.2. I really like this. I think melodically it is just so pleasant. The voicings weren't as crazy or as nuanced as some of the other minis we just heard, but that's okay. It's digestible. I get it. And I just love the fact that you can just, throughout the entire track, hear J-Nun a little bit above everybody else. it is so subtle. I don't know how they do that in the mixing process. They are wizards of production. Let's check out the next one, shall we? This one is Mana Mana, featuring Omar. This in the description here says the Muppets. I'm not very well versed in the Muppets world, so let's hear this for the first time.
Mana mana, mana mana, mana mana. Mana mana, mana mana, mana mana. Mana 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 map ma map mana mana map ma 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 mana 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 mana.
Let's listen again.
Mana mana, mana mana, mana mana. Mana mana, mana mana, mana mana. Mana 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 map ma map map mana mana map ma 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 mana 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 mana
And then the Lane voice acting at the end, just everybody having fun with this one. Yeah, like I write here, this definitely feels like a personality song. Not completely mind-blowing in terms of what VoicePlay's discography has to offer, but you hear Omar absolutely popping off and all of the members just having fun. I mean, for a personality song, or I guess personality short, you definitely get the vibe that these are just a group of guys who are in love with what they do and have a great time together. But in terms of music, because we're here to judge it for the music, or I guess it is all subjective anyway, so you can judge it for whatever we want to. I'll just go based on the music for now, though, and just the moments that stick out to me. So I definitely think it's in this middle zone, and I want to just give it a mean rating of 8.1 out of 10. Definitely the highlight for me is Omar and his runs. I almost had the expectation that he was going to give the kind of like lackadaisical phenomena throughout, because that's what we heard in the first half entirely. And man, the runs that came out of nowhere, the falsetto that just defies reality, it's got to be in the 8s. All right, so those are all of the YouTube shorts. Let's switch over to Instagram, and I wrote this handy dandy note for myself to lower the Instagram audio because it is super loud, and there's no way, I don't know why this is the case, on Instagram on PC, you cannot change the audio. There's no slider here, which feels like a tactical error. Don't know why they do this. Instagram be messing up. I used to use Instagram way more back in the day, but times have changed. Let's check this one out. This is called The Last Shanty, and this is featuring J-Nun.
Well, me father often told me when I was just a lad, a sailor's life is very hard, the food is always bad. But now I joined the Navy, I'm aboard a man of war, and now I found a sailor ain't a sailor anymore. Don't haul on the rope, don't climb up the mast, and if you see a sailing ship, it might be your last. Just get your sleeves ready for another round ashore. A sailor ain't a sailor ain't a sailor anymore.
Well, the killer of our mess, he says we had it soft. It wasn't like that in his day when we were up aloft.
We like our bunks and sleeping bags, but what's a hammock for? Swinging from the deckhead or lying on the floor. Don't haul on the rope, don't climb up the mast, and if you see a sailing ship, it mightn't be your last. Just get your civvies ready for another round ashore. A sailor ain't a sailor ain't a sailor anymore. Don't haul on the rope, don't climb up the mast, and if you see a sailor mightn't be your last. Just get your cities ready for another round ashore. A sailor ain't a sailor ain't a sailor anymore. Well, me father often told me when I was just a lad, a sailor's life is very hard, the food is always
I didn't realize that Lane was hiding behind J-Nun in the beginning there.
bad. But now I joined the Navy, I'm aboard
like
a
right
man of
behind
war. And now I found a sailor ain't a sailor anymore. Don't haul on the rope, don't climb up the mast. And if you see a sailing ship, it might be your last. Just get
Reading the comments here. Everybody talking about how the bass guy sounds good. All I'm thinking is, has he ever thought of being a commentator or anything? Yeah, I'm sure he has. I'm sure this comment's been made like thousands of times.
your cities ready for another round ashore. A sailor ain't a sailor ain't a sailor anymore.
Well, the killer of our mess, he says we had it soft. It wasn't like that in his day when we were up aloft.
We like my bunks and sleeping bags, but what's a hammock for?
Swinging from the deckhead or lying on the floor. Don't haul on the rope, don't climb up the mast. And if you see a sailing ship, it mightn't be your last. Just get your cities ready for another round ashore. A sailor ain't a sailor ain't a sailor anymore. Don't haul on the rope, don't climb up the mast. And if you see a sailing ship, it mightn't be your last. Just get your cities ready for another round ashore. A sailor ain't a sailor ain't a sailor anymore.
Dude, there's so many like individual moments that just stand out to me, and I never know like what's coming when. That's just the beauty of it. They have so many tools in their toolkit. That's why each and every single VoicePlay mini, short, full length song is just its own experience. There's no predicting this group. This one, solid from top to bottom. I love that I picked up in the middle there, the beatboxing rhythmically picking up. I don't think the tempo was getting faster, but the number of beats he was adding in the middle quickened. And this was a relatively fast-paced song, so I think for me it's hard a little bit to digest very fast-paced songs. Not that it's like impossible, but I think my sweet spot is like mid-tempo, where the chords can really ring out, the runs are more obvious, and the rhythmic changes are, not that this isn't deliberate, but where the rhythmic changes are like even more pronounced. So this one's like a very subtle one, I guess I want to put. Fun one and subtle one. There's a lot of individual moments that stand out. Let's check out the next one, shall we? This one is Human Nature. Is it human nature to like this video? Can you do that, please? All right, let's jump into this.
Looking out across the nighttime, the city winks a sleepless eye. Hear her voice shake my window. Sweet seducing sighs. Oh, get me out into the nighttime. Four walls won't hold me tonight. If this town is just an apple,
Then let me take a bite.
if they say why, tell them that it's human nature. Why does he do me that way? If they say why, tell them that it's human nature. Why does he do me that way? Looking out.
This is another song where I feel like I can apply my beautiful handy dandy modern artwork that should be sold for probably $7 to $8 million. Did you guys see that video of the guy who like sold, or like he purchased a banana off a wall? Where's my camera? A banana off a wall for like $6 million, and he just goes on and eats it. Pretty sure that was like an NFT / crypto related money laundering thing. But this probably could go for 7 or 8 mil. I'm just saying. Again, this song, or this, I guess, Instagram reel here, Human Nature, gives me the same kind of vibe of, which one was it? 2% comment, that is here, More Than Words, where Jaenon is just hovering slightly above everybody else. And you can even like kind of note that in the positioning of the members. They usually, in these shorts and minis, have the lead in the center of everybody else, and all the other members are surrounding, and it often tends to be the feature in the middle. So we saw Omar in the middle, we've seen Jaenon in the middle quite a few times now, and they show it pictorially in terms of like, would you call this choreography, and it appears in the mix as well. It is just super cool to me how they're able to dance this very subtle dance to allow Jaenon's voice to really rise up. And I think in terms of frequency, they're also giving him more miniature runs. So we just end up hearing him a bit more. And for me, I am just a biased Jaenon enjoyer. So I will always rate a performance with him very highly. So to me, this gets high 8s to low 9s. I believe a safe range is 8.8 to 9.2. I'm happy with a simple middle, a 9.0 out of 10 for this one. I'm happy with that. Let's read one of these comments and see what people are saying. Just one comment. Again and again, since 5 weeks, I listened to that wonderful voices, can't get enough. Yeah, well, it's like once you discover VoicePlay, you can't stop listening. I get that. All right, we've got 2 more Instagram Reels to check out today. I'm Gonna Be and The Line. Let's check out I'm Gonna Be with Caesar sleepwalking, I guess.
When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. If I get drunk, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who gets drunk next to you.
And if I ever, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's havering to you.
But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door.
I don't know who this is.
At your door. High five, lad. Yeah, joke. When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next.
Yeah, you see him like sit up from this little area. I'm pretty sure I saw him at least in the background of one of the previous minis we just reacted to today. I don't think I know him. Let's take a look at his Instagram. Bucky the Gamer Dad. What is he about? Who he? 20 years today, this is an appreciation post. Come on, I'm trying to snoop. Can you guys unlock your FBI agent skills and give them to me real quick? Oh. Alright, no, enough snooping here. I definitely like this one. I think it wouldn't be my preference to listen to it like on repeat. Fun vibes though. Definitely for me, I would rate it between 7s and 8s. Probably like a 7.5 to 8.0, which I think ends up giving us a 7.75 out of 10. If my math serves me. Yeah, fun energy. I love the marching. I just feel like I was more focused on who this random person was more than the music here. So let's just listen to it again and maybe my rating will bump up.
To you, when I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. If I get drunk, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who gets drunk next to you.
And if I ever, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's havering to you.
But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. Yeah, okay. When
I love the voicing at the end there. I think I bumped this up to 0.2. We got a 7.95 here. Let's check out the last one today. This one is called The Line, which I believe is the name of that proposed city in like UAE or Qatar or Saudi Arabia, one of those countries where basically it's like a big building that is like meant to be miles high and extends for multiple miles, where it basically is an entire city but in the shape of a line. Hey, I have Google, why not just show you what I'm talking about? The Line City. Okay, The Line Saudi Arabia. I think this is a digital model, but basically it is meant to be a city in the shape of a line that incorporates everything you could ever possibly need as a human. Super dystopian, no? Man, the future, the future, the future. Let's check it out, The Line.
My body's on the line now. I can't fight this time now. I can feel the light shine on my face. Did I disappoint you? Will they still let me over if I cross the line?
Oh.
Take a seat, but I'd rather you not be here for what could be my final form. Stay your pretty eyes on course. Keep the memories of who I was before. So stay with me. Please don't let them see me. Sure, there's nothing left to try. I can feel the light shine on my face. Did I disappoint you? Will they still let me over if I cross the line? My body's on the line now. I can't fight this time now. I can feel the light shine on my face. Did I disappoint you? Will they still let me over if I cross the line? Take a seat, but I'd rather you not be here for what could be my final form. Stay your pretty eyes on course. Keep the memories of who I was before. So stay with me. Please don't let them see me. Sure, there's nothing left to try. I can feel the light shine on my face. Did I disappoint you? Will they still let me over if I cross the line?
That is gorgeous. Gorgeous. 9.7 for me, and I have another diagram to draw, which is going to be ironic because this song is called The Line, implying 2D space, but I think I need a third dimension to describe what I'm going to do here. So let's save this image. You see, I be drawing different things for my reactions more so lately. Voice play. Please. There we go. Sorry about that loud noise. Let's create a new drawing. Okay, 3 dimensions. It is hard to draw. I will do my level best. But basically you have x-axis or y-axis, x-axis, and then a perpendicular z-axis, right? So this is a 90-degree angle here, and you also jut out. We all know what 3 dimensions looks like. Let me draw the wall. Maybe that'll help. Nope, that does not help. Okay, so if we can refer to our previous image, which I just saved, and now I should access real quick here. Okay, so we have this image. This was in 2D space. I was trying to depict time and the mix and how they are situated, right? In terms of decibel, in terms of which voice is the most obvious. So again, we're going to use the t-axis time. We're going to use the decibels here. So dB, and we had DJ, so we got red is not going to represent J none now. It's going to represent DJ. And this Z axis, this is going to be the shallowness, like how, like, have you heard of the concept of like foreground and background? This is going to be how far in the background or far in the foreground one of the voices is. Oh God. Okay, so I'm not going to do it for each member. I just want to show where Jeff was at, because there's a moment where Jeff is super close. So we'll say like this is close. If you're closer to this little center, then you're close in terms of the foreground. And then if you're back here, then you're in the background. Okay. Why did I start this? So Jeff, in the song, he's like somewhere in the middle, and then he like goes further back, but he gets louder and higher. So at this point, it's like, he's getting louder, so we ascend on this y-axis, but he's also going further back into the mix. So it's like he's getting higher, and is like in terms of decibel, he's getting louder, but he's going further back, which creates this like really unique shape. And then at the beginning, right, you have not only Jeff, but you have all of the other voices that are creating this super rich chord. Oh God, the colors are not matching exactly. Whatever. This super cool moment happens throughout the track. All of the notes are like, what's the term? They're in this like 3D cluster shape, a cloud, if you will, and they're together, they're cohesive, and then they split apart in multiple different ways, and come back together to create these like solid moments of rich chords. That's what I wanted to say. Lord, why do I do this to myself? Okay, so where are our ratings at now? This is a 9.7. I think we ended on the highest rating. Let's start again from the top here. So for the longest time, I had established a 9.0 to 9.3. I forgot why I gave this plus 0.2 here. Maybe for a more unique melody. So I think we're going to give the average here to 9.15 out of 10. Started off strong. The second one here, Wellerman. Yep, deserves a 9. I think I'm just going to incorporate my bias for the Wellerman song and give us a 9.0 out of 10, ending with a scary laugh. It's funny just to like read back on my notes. Time Warp, which we inadvertently started at the beginning. This guy, we'll just do again a me, and I guess that's kind of a lazy way to do it, but I think it's got to be correct because I trust former Sohum. I trust my past self. You know, it's always the past if you think about it. The moment you conceive of what's happening now, it becomes the past. 9.2 for more than words, but low key, I think we got to bump this up because of how fruitful this diagram has been for us today. So this goes to a 9.4 out of 10. Really subtle mix work here. Mana Mana, I think actually ends up being our lowest rating. No, I think we have a 7.95. So this is an 8.1. Then we move over to Instagram. The Last Shanty gets an 8.4. Human Nature, 9.0. I'm going to be 7.95. So actually, technically, this is the lowest. Just by a hair. And lastly, The Line, 9.7. Ended on a high note. Man, these reactions are so fun for me to do. I get to kind of just brain dump everything, which is already what I do in my reactions, but like for some odd reason I'm really able to brain dump when I do these things. And brain dump, does that sound like a negative thing? I don't mean it to be. I just like to share all of my thoughts with you guys as I'm having them, because I have a lot of thoughts all the time. My brain never stops thinking unless I'm like just like passively like laying in bed, like watching a YouTube video, not reacting. That's when my brain may be off. And even then, it's like a 12% chance that my brain is off. I've called this concept of like the inner voice that I have brain chatter, and it's just constantly chattering. Yeah, let me know if you guys have a brain chatter. I also heard this before. There's like a big segment of the population that doesn't actually have an internal monologue. That's crazy to me, because I am constantly always like in my own mind, hearing my own voice talk to me, and we exchange pleasantries from time to time. It's a weird world we live in, but I hope you all enjoyed the reaction today. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, drop a comment, all of that good stuff. And if you would like to request a reaction yourself, please hit the link in the description box below. That is the best way to support my channel. And as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.